Hello there. Welcome to B1NN, the B1 News Network on Hotlvamusictv. I'm Cedric Blackman with breaking news. But before I start, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cedric Blackman, and Von Savage Media. Then make sure you visit jlava.com. Now let's join the live stream already in progress.
Starting earlier this morning, at about 11:10, Peoria PD received a call of a vehicle that had been shot by another vehicle, the occupants of another vehicle at about 11:10 in the area of 103rd and Northern. From there on, what we've realized is that same suspect vehicle, which has been identified as a white SUV, was involved in at least 8 other incidents at this time. So that's 8 separate incidents. That doesn't talk about the people involved. So, and remember, all this information we're giving you right now is preliminary. This is an extremely complex investigation because it involves multiple jurisdictions, and so we'll be updating that as it goes on and as we get more information. The information we have right now is we have a total of 13 victims total. 13 victims, not all of them are gunshot wound victims. Right now we have 4 that are gunshot wound victims. The others have different types of injuries, whether it be shrapnel, different things, whether a car crash. I don't have those exact specifics, but we have a total of 13 people who are injured, 4 people who were shot. And then we do recently, prior to us, or right as we were sending out this notice about this, we responded to another call of a vehicle on the freeway. And sadly, we are reporting 1 fatality in that. So on the Loop 101 at Thunderbird, there was a vehicle with a subject in that vehicle with a gunshot wound. Right now, like I said, it's a very complex and ongoing investigation. The suspect was taken into custody at approximately 12:42 hours in the area of 147th and Grand, and Sergeant Hale can provide more information here in a minute on that if you guys have questions. All we can release about the suspect at this time is it's an adult male, and like I said, he's been in custody. There were no issues with that. As far as any other information, if anybody out there has any information or somebody hasn't come home or somebody's missing, we want you to call the Peoria Police Department or Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. We want more information on this so we can figure out exactly what happened. This is at the beginning stages of this investigation, as you can imagine. Like I said, with multiple agencies involved and this person going on this spree throughout the West Valley this morning in a period of literally an hour and a half. That is a lot for us to investigate. So we have teams going everywhere. Obviously, you guys know it's hot out. That's why we're in here. But we ask the citizens to stay away from those areas that they're doing the investigations. But if they have information, to give us a call. For now, we will be sending out an update later tonight with more information in a written form for you guys to have as well. But for now, that's the information we have. So just to recap real quick on our end, we are taking the lead as far as all communication goes, so any follow-up questions will come to us. We'll address that with our partners, whether it be Surprise, MCSO, Glendale, or FBI, and get you those answers. And again, Silent Witness for any tips or information. We have a total of 8 incidents as of now. That number could obviously grow. 13 victims, 4 were shot, 1 was fatal. All right, any questions at all at this time?
Do you have any information on the type of gun that was being used, and do you have any reason to believe right now, or was this simply driving up to other cars and just opening fire?
So what we know now is, or what we understand is that most of them are that. So what you consider drive-by, or well, he's driving a vehicle, whatnot. So that's still under investigation. Things are being looked at. But as far a weapon was recovered at the scene in the suspect's vehicle.
Any history on the shooter?
We don't have any of that information yet.
Did you say the shooter was arrested without incident?
Yeah, I'll let Sergeant Hale talk about that. That happened in Surprise, so I'll let him speak to that.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Sergeant Tommy Hale, H-A-L-E, Surprise Police Department. And to your question, what I can tell you about the traffic stop is that it was executed by Surprise PD. When the vehicle stopped, the suspect's vehicle stopped with it, and the driver, the only occupant of the vehicle and the suspect, he was compliant as the officers gave him commands, and he was removed from the vehicle and taken into custody.
Any reason to believe that there's another shooter out there, or you're confident that there's one suspect?
Yeah, we have no information at all that to allude to any other type of shooter. What I can tell you is that the suspect that was seen, the vehicle that was seen, he's been taken into custody, and there's no reason for the public to feel unsafe at this time.
was the reason for the stop? That he was driving the car that matched, or was there another reason?
That's correct, yeah. The vehicle was identified.
So you mentioned it started at 103rd Avenue in Northern, correct? Give me an indication of where these 4 people were shot. Was it all the same scene, or was it 4 different scenes? Tell me about that.
So that's where it's a little confusing. I understand that. So there are 8 separate scenes, incidents. So it's 8 different scenes all over the place. Whether it be
Gunshots fired at each one of those?
yes,
Okay.
each gunshots fired at each one of those. But from those 8 scenes, we have a total of 13 victims. Okay, so then we've got those people that were shot and those people that were, bullet breaks a window, the glass goes in them, they might have some cuts and scrapes.
Do we know if the victims are all adults or any minors involved?
I believe they're all adults, but again, we're still getting people to the hospitals, getting people to talk to everybody involved.
So 4 gunshot victims total. 1 of those 4 passed away.
Correct.
And then the other 3, I know.
Non-life-threatening injuries.
Non-life-threatening.
Yes, they're all expected to recover from those injuries. Everybody who was injured, other than the one, is expected to recover.
And just to clarify, this suspect never got out of his car during any of these shootings?
I'm not sure. We're still piecing it together. There's 8 different scenes that we have to investigate. That's a lot. I mean, 1's a lot, 8 is a lot.
Were all the victims in vehicles at the time, or were any walking on the sidewalk?
I believe there's a couple that were in vehicles and a couple walking, but again, that'll all be sorted out. What we hope to do later on is be able to give you a breakdown more of the locations of those. That way you guys can have all that information as well.
I believe on the Vado, you said that call came in as kind of later.
So, yeah, we responded to that to go check on it. A car was kind of off the roadway, and they found a subject in there that had a gunshot wound and who was deceased. So again, we're even piecing that part together to ensure that it's related. I mean, obviously, we're assuming it is, but.
What do we know about the motive of the shooter? And if it's not known yet, what's the process of finding that out?
So again, right now, it's quite the process. We have all the agencies that are part of this in the room upstairs, actually. They're kind of figuring out who's going to take what pieces, who's going to do what. As far as interviews and go, I mean, again, we're at the very beginning stages of all of this, and we're trying to piece it together. It's gonna be a while. But like I said, we do have the suspect in custody, and so at least we can now kind of slow the process down to be a little more methodical and thorough on it.
We know that initial scene, 103rd and Northern, there's a casino nearby. Is there any indication that it started at a business or at a location that could have been the nexus for this, or he was in his car when he started shooting indiscriminately?
Yeah, again, I mean, so we're on the other side of the Loop 101. The casino's on the east side. This was on the west side, quite a ways down. But the first one actually technically was in Glendale. Peoria's taking it because it's on the border, and we were there first for quite a while. So we ended up taking that one. We don't know the nexus. We don't know what the motive was. We don't have an idea of what this person was thinking when he went out and did this. Obviously, we want to figure that out because there's a lot of scared people and a lot of people who this affected.
How many people do you think are out there? I mean, I imagine there were a lot of cars who, witnessed somebody shooting, So what do you expect in the coming hours after this press conference in terms of, what you expect to get from people who witness stuff?
Yeah, so actually that's a great question. We asked Silent Witness. They're going to add additional resources there so people can call in there. They're going to help us to get that information. Plus, you can call here, Peoria Dispatch, to get that information. We're going to be taking all that in. Witnesses, we want to know if you were there, if you saw anything at all. You might not think it's something relevant, but call us anyways. And that number is 623-773-8311. And call us, or like I said, Silent Witness. Even if you think it's not relevant, give us a call so we can have that. And we're going to be sorting through those all night and over the next coming days.
Is this guy talking, planned up, lawyered up?
I have not been given any information. I don't even know if we've gotten to that point yet. So I don't even know where he is at this point.
Sergeant Hale, you found a gun, any amount of ammo recovered as well? And can you say pistol, rifle, any details there?
Well, thank you. That's a good question. Not at this time, no. I don't have that information as to what type of weapon it was. I do know one was recovered in the vehicle.
Why is the FBI involved?
So anything this scale, we coordinate with our local, state, and federal partners because there could be a number of things that could be, come up. So they're part of the process. They're not necessarily involved like they're doing the investigation or anything. But again, we have a good working relationship with our partners. So we want to make sure that they're involved in this. Obviously, this spread throughout the West Valley, and we wanted them to be involved as well.
Is there any, indication given the nature of this crime that it could be classified or categorized as terrorism?
Again, we are at the very beginning stages of the investigation. obviously, once we have more information, all that kind of stuff can be released and given out.
So this is not the typical road rage?
No, I mean, I guess, again, I can't say what the motive is, but I mean, we don't normally see road rage when this much happens.
Is there any message you give to the deceased family or loved ones?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, our thoughts go with them. I mean, our officers out there, too, let's be honest. Their officers and firefighters have had to deal with this all day. It's hard on them, but obviously, there's families in our communities pretty traumatized by all this as well. So, you know, I want them to know and understand that we're still out there.
Music TV.
Church, preach, tabernacle. It's the only way we're going to get any action. Man, I want to give a shout out to 2 BBFs. Friends, you dig? Hey, they had a special shout out, you know what I mean? I mean, somebody care about y'all, man. Want to give y'all congratulations to Jay Lever and T. Von Savage on their success on keeping it P on their podcast, where they take news situations and everyday occurrence and tell how it is and not like it was. You did? They be keeping it on the P for real. Y'all tune in to their podcast here. I'm telling T. Von Savage and Jay Lever, hey man, Vicky think a lot about y'all, man. Y'all just keep doing your thing, man. Keep making it happen, man. Y'all super live, man. Y'all keep it on the P, man. I just want to send out a family congratulations from all the famous players around the world to Jay Lever and T. Von Savage on y'all success, man. Keep it P, man. From the P Master itself, the Bishop Don Magic Wand, chairman of the board of famous players everywhere. You dig?
Music TV.
Many ways for you to run my pad. Cut the check, reparation, 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 cut the check. Talking conversation, it's about that time.
Savage, blood on her hair, she's so tragic. Be careful for her love, she love.
Hey Riri. Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the cooking. I know that might sound a little confusing. I had to say it for my own amusement.
You count lava down, but you can't count them out, baby. Life give me lemons, I make lemonade, God. Moving through loopholes, working real shit. Your misconceptions, you thought I would miss my message.
You get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you move it. All I wanna do is see you get down. All I wanna do is see you play this shit.
You don't even know what I gave to this shit. Self-made with this shit. I'ma slay with this shit. Been a lot of roads I done paved with this shit. Look, see, I don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit.
Big dog tryna bring it back. I'ma slide in the way to bring it back, back, back. Let a nigga tap, tryna bring it back. Back, back, tryna bring it back, 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 tryna bring it
Music TV.